Hi everyone, today I'm sitting with Elizabeth Birkett. Elizabeth is a stylist and a creative director, and she's worked with a long list of huge brands that we're all familiar with: Converse, Nike, Carhartt, and the list goes on and on. Let's talk more with Beth and find out how she's been able to turn her talent and her passion into a career. Okay, so I introduced you as a stylist and a creative director, and I know from knowing you that you do a list of so many different things. So what exactly would you call yourself?
I consider myself, a creative person. I've been doing a lot of styling lately, but I am a filmmaker as well. I just consider myself a creative person that likes to do things that inspire me.
Mm-hmm. How have you been able to take what you just naturally enjoy and what you're naturally talented at and taking it to the point where you're working with, huge brands, that these huge multi-million-dollar companies?
I've been definitely blessed. I feel very lucky to work with the people and with the brands I've been able to work with. Mm-hmm. I've also worked very hard. Mm-hmm. It's very competitive, especially being a woman. I'm also a mother of two and a wife, and I own a store. So it's a lot, but I'm always around creative people that are doing cool things with a lot of these brands that you mentioned.
Right.
So it's afforded me the opportunity to work with them. I enjoy doing things that are not predictable. Mm-hmm. I enjoy just making everyday normal things look beautiful. Mm-hmm. Part of the reason why I became a stylist was I'm really inspired by people and their personal style and how they use it.
So at what point did you feel like this is what you wanted to do?
Actually, a really good friend of mine who is also a photographer, Snoop Jarvis, she kind of was like, you do it anyway, so you might as well just go for it. So I guess I would style a lot for her photo shoots that she's done with various magazines, and then I started getting into television and print, and yeah.
When you're working, are there any particular just locations that bring out your best work?
I wouldn't say locations, but definitely people that I work with. Okay. I like to work with people that are, I guess, up and coming, whether it's photographers, video, they just have just a clear perspective about what it is they want to do, and it feels more like a collaboration and not like, okay, this is what you're doing, or make this work.
Right.
It's more all-encompassing. So I definitely, there's certain artists that I like working with, filmmakers, photographers, Shaniqua Jarvis being one of them, Khalil Joseph, who is a director. The best work comes from people that you feel comfortable with, people that you can kind of just go there with. That's kind of what attracted me to styling in the first place, was doing more than just putting clothes on people.
Has there been something, a job you've done or just an experience you've had where you felt like it was a really huge learning experience?
I'd like to think that every job that I do is a learning experience. I mean, I take something from pretty much everything I do. I learn from it, whether it's bad or good. You learn more from the bad experiences, which I've had many of them.
Right.
But, it's made me, who I am today, and it keeps me going, and it keeps me trying for next time to get better and better and better. I think if you ever think you're at a place where you're like, I'm good, I got this, I don't need to learn anything else, well, then you've just given up.
Yeah. Is there anyone you look up to?
I admire a woman that's powerful without having to be an obvious powerful, without having to be like a diva or extra. I definitely admire people, period, not just women, but I admire people that are really good under stress.
Right.
And can still like stay in their zone and not get just so overwhelmed with what people's expectations of them are. As an artist, I never really appreciated organized people. I used to be like, oh, it's so boring to be together and organized. And there was some kind of like, I don't know, there's some kind of rebelliousness about like just not giving a f. And the older I get, the more I'm like, that's so whack. And I think it's really important to give a f and to care, and not what people think or not about people, but what you do and what you bring to the table. I think is extremely important in anything you do.
Totally.
You're like a synonym, wanting everybody to know your name, but you're like an M&M.